YouTube, what is good? I'm back. I told you guys, man, this light's like low-key mad bright right now. Told you guys I was gonna try to be a little bit more consistent with these videos. So today I actually have a haircut tutorial for y'all. It's a mid-bald fade, no arches. I use the air compressor, hair fibers, all that good stuff. But lately, you know, life's been pretty good. The beard is still getting there. We still patchy. But we gonna TTP, trust the process. But life's been pretty good. I'm finishing up this last month of barber school, finishing strong. There is gonna be a vlog on the day of barber school, like just how a day is at my barber school. I mean, it's not that exciting, but you know, content. There's gonna be more clipper reviews coming from the cordless seniors, cordless T outliners, all the fun stuff, the new stuff that's dropping. But I'm not gonna hold you guys back any longer. Let's get to the video. Alright, so let's get it. This is a mid fade with no arches, waves on top, sort of waves, kinda. But before we get into the haircut, what I'm doing is I'm just combing through the hair, making sure it's all lifted up off the head, so when we do cut it down, it cuts even and lays down nicely. But to start off the haircut, I'm just grabbing my cordless and its T outliners and making my first bald guideline. And I kind of press it in like I just did. Some people would tell you not to do that, but for me, I know how to take the line out, and my clippers are not zero gap, but they're pretty close. So they have the ability to take that line out. But you know, right here I'm just balding them out, making sure we're getting that nice and clean. And usually I would use Andis foil shavers, but for this client I don't, because I have used it before, but he's bumped up, so we don't use it anymore. But for the top, I have my number 2 guard, and I'm going with the grain. As you can see right here, we're very cautious with the crown area, because the crown is basically the direction that his hair grows. So I'm trying to go with the grain, and I don't want to go against it. So any slight, you know, difference in going with the grain could patch him if you do go against it, and you do not want to do that. But right here, this is actually my cordless seniors, wall seniors, and I'm making my second guideline here with the clipper all the way open. Usually barbers would say that's about an inch, but it's obviously not a full inch. It's more like a half an inch. But this is my second guideline. I'm following that consistently throughout the entire head. But I'm going to show you guys the haircut, you know, one side and then move to the other side, just because it's easier for recording and stuff like that. But here, I have my clipper all the way closed. And I'm going not all the way up to the top of that second guideline, but I'm going into the guideline because I want to make sure I get that bald line out of there. But as you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and open my clipper just slightly. And as I open it, as I get towards the top of that second guideline, I open it more and more. So by the time I do get to the top of that guideline, it should be blended out. But you might go back and, you know, have to detail it a little bit more, because hair does not cut perfectly and exactly how you want it to. So for this next step, what I have is my number 1 guard all the way open, and again I'm going about a half an inch above that second guideline that I made with the clipper all the way open, and I'm just going through that guideline, making sure the hair is even throughout it. And what you see me doing here is it's still 1 guard open, but I actually just, you know, flip the clipper around, and I'm going with the grain towards the parietal ridge area, just to blend to make the transition from the top, which is a 2 guard width, to the fade. I'm trying to make the transition from the top to the bottom as smooth as possible. So right here, I'm just going along the parietal ridge and kind of just deep walking, so it's easier to blend into that. And then here, this is my half guard, and when I went into it, I had it all the way open, and I close it as much as I need to, to get that line out. And you'll see me right here, I'm just playing with the lever, you know, trying to get that blend as smooth and as nice as possible. So I went in open and I close it as needed. And right here, this is my 1.5 guard, and I'm not making a guideline with this guard because remember I did the one open along the parietal ridge to try to debulk from the top to the bottom. So right here I'm just going right off the ridge of the head and blending into that top part. And it's not going to be perfect right here because what I try to do when I cut hair is get through the steps as quickly as possible, and then at the end when I'm done with the fade and I do the lineup, I'll go back and detail any dark spots or any inconsistencies that I see in the haircut, because that's what really separates you from the average barber and the average haircut. It's what takes it from 0 to 100 real quick. You'll see me right here going back and detailing with my half guard, cleaning up as many dark spots as I see right now in this moment. So I'm going in closed, opening as I get higher. Checking the mirror, that is also important. When you're doing a haircut, you always want to look in the mirror. That is kind of like your second opinion, your second eye. You get to see it from another person's point of view. You know, because with your eyes, it'll play tricks on you when you stare at something too long. So when you look in the mirror, it's kind of like, yo, there's a line right there that you didn't see before, so go back and get it out, kind of thing. But as I go to the other side of the head, you know, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to start by making my first guideline, which is the clipper all the way open. And I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, and I'm meeting it to where I left off with the other side. And I'm going in closed and opening it gradually as I get to the top of that guideline. And then by the time I get out, by the time I get to the top of that guideline, it should be pretty much blended out, and then I'll go back and detail as needed. Alright y'all, so with these YouTube videos, I really want to hear from you guys what you'd like to see as far as what I make videos about, what kind of content I share with you guys. Because what I have in mind right now is obviously doing a review on the clippers that I have in my hand right now, which is the cordless Wall Seniors, which is definitely a hot topic in the barber industry right now, as well as the cordless T-outliners that I also use in this haircut. I plan on doing reviews on both of those clippers, sharing my opinions and how they work for me. And also, I'm thinking about making a video about the mixture that I use for my air compressor that is definitely coming at the end of this video. I'm excited to share this with you guys, how to use it. You know, because with the air compressor, what it does, man, it just takes your haircut to such another level, and it saves a great amount of time when applying, you know, color enhancements on a haircut. Because, you know, with the brush, you know, it takes a good 10 minutes longer, at least for me it did, to apply you know, Kiss or Beijing or whatever it is to the hair before I got the air compressor. But I plan on making a video on the mixture and how I make my mixture for the air compressor when I do use it, and as well as many other vlogs, from taking you through a day of barber school, which I should do very soon because I actually graduate in 2.5 weeks from barber school. I'm super lit for that. I'm finally going to be a licensed barber after 3 years. But I am 19, so I graduated in 2017. And then I started as soon as I possibly could at the end of that summer when I graduated, September 12th. And my expected graduation date is September 15th. So let's get it for that. So I'm definitely gonna take you guys through a day of barber school, show you some of my homies out there. But yeah, go to the comments, let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see, and I'll go through and I'll definitely try my best to make these videos happen, to be a little bit more consistent with them. Not perfect, but a little bit more consistent. What you guys see me doing here is just going with the grain, trying to smooth that blend out a little bit more, especially with cuts where the person brushes and has waves. You always want to go with the grain to lay that hair down nice and neat, and then go against it so the blend just comes together way nicer. You always want to keep brushing it. You don't want to just fade and keep it lifted up. You always want to brush it back down, because that's how they wear their hair. They constantly brush it. So, but again, I'm just detailing. This is what separates that haircut from average haircuts. So this is my half guard, and I'm just going in, lining up those dark spots, dusting them off. Always keep it clean canvas. You heard me. And this right here is definitely one of my favorite parts of the haircut, and that is the lineup. What I like to do for the lineup is, kind of taper it, shorten up the hairs around the hairline to lay them down. So when you do line them up, it just comes out, crispier. But what you see me do is start off by lining up his corners and the box area. And I just started there, so I don't take those too far back. And then I started off at the highest point of his hairline, which was the right side. And when I do a lineup, I like to make a lot of little taps. I don't like taking big chunks out at a time, because that's how you end up pushing people back without even noticing. So, just take your time. Always stand in front of the client when you're doing the lineup, because it is a lineup. And from the front point of view, you want it to look straight. So if you line them up from the side, one side could potentially be lopsided or higher than the other. But when you stand up, it gives you a better chance and ensures that, the lineup will be as straight as you could possibly make it. So. Right here, we're gonna hit them with that sauce with the razor. And with the razor, you always want to make sure you're stretching out the skin, because you don't want to cut them and make them bleed or cause irritation, because that just takes the attention away from the haircut itself. But I started off in the corners, and I'm just stretching the skin, cleaning up the line that I made with the clipper, and just making it really sharp by getting off those hairs that the trimmers couldn't get. So I'll stand behind the client, have him put his head back a little bit, stretching that skin, just making sure it's crispy. And this is the part you've been waiting for, the air compressor. Definitely super fun to use and takes your haircut to another level. But the color I'm using is Kiss Expressions semi-permanent hair color. And how I do it is I just have a card, just any card, and I put it along the hairline and spray it little by little, keep it as natural looking as possible. Because a lot of the times I feel like that's why enhancements get a bad rap, man, is people just spray too much of it and it looks just dumb fake. But spray it little by little, keep it looking natural, and you're in there filling those light spots for the client. And trust me, dude, they love it. I sprayed at the top of the fade to darken it up a little bit, because it is a hair color. So what it does is it colors the hair and just enhances the total look of the haircut. As you can see, spraying it little by little. Give you guys a front look of the hairline. That joint looking pretty straight to me. Oof. Oof. right here. Oh, I got my hair fibers just to take it to another level. You know, I'm just applying that over the hairline as well. And this is temporary, unlike the semi-permanent hair color, which lasts like 2 to 3 days. The hair fibers do wash out with water, but this just enhances it and takes it to another level. And the reason I applied fibers after is because the fibers, they give it a more dry look and, you know, makes it look more realistic than just kits itself. Hairspray is just to lock in the fibers for the day. Just make sure they don't just brush out, you know, they'll hold. And then right here, I have my foil shavers, and I'm just going with the grain of the hair, getting all those stray hairs. It does a great job at, you know, just cleaning up the haircut and just, you know, it's the little details that set it apart. And then I grab my shears to get what the shaver couldn't. That fade is pretty nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. But this is my Instagram, @DrakeClipperhands. Give me a follow. Shout me out, like my pictures, and just join the journey with me, man. I appreciate you guys. See y'all on the next video. Peace.